Bro, I'm not ready. I haven't thought of like
Literally.
any intro yet.
I guess we're gonna have to restart then.
Yeah, it's only like the 12th time.
Only the 12th time.
What's your name?
I'm Vic.
And I am Jamie. See that dramatic pause? I'm getting better at this. People are like, I swear there's two different voices here.
I know, just one guy running between two microphones.
It is cool how good of like a voice actor you are, that you can just do two voices and also talk in the second person, third person,
I know.
whatever this is. No,
Fourth person.
I am my own human being. I have my own thoughts and feelings, and I don't appreciate you talking down to me like that.
I feel like you just insulted me as well.
I meant it, Vic. All right. Now that that's out of the way.
Now that we got that cleared up.
Yes. We're talking about some show about like dating and beaches and Gerry.
And Gerry, the most important person.
I will say Gerry continues to impress me.
I know. Every
He has
episode.
my attention, as he likes to say. That's his go-to word. Phrase. You have my attention.
I know. I do like that.
I
Shows
think
he really cares and is listening and is fully present.
Yeah, I mean, again, I can't state enough how much like watching the shows back to back just make the like people on Bachelor in Paradise like look so much worse.
So
Just
much
like so like
immature.
yeah,
Not ready.
Like you're no Gerry.
I know. Try having like a conversation that's like at least 1/5 as deep as like Gary's conversation.
Can you say more than like that's
Literally.
than like literally? I mean, that is true. I mean, I want to like propose a challenge to Sean to see if he can find a like better buzzword than like vibe. Give him
Yeah.
a new word. Sean needs a word of the week. Like
He
we do.
does. He keeps reusing the same word. It's not a good vibe.
It's not a good vibe. What's a like synonym for vibe? Break out your thesaurus that you carry on you all the time.
All right, let me get it out.
Your pocket.
My
thesaurus.
pocket. All right, it says atmosphere.
It's okay. That's a little bit long
It
of a
says
word.
vibration.
Picking up good ones.
Picking up good vibration.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like a mess compared to like this masterpiece that is Gerry and these wonderful women that are just like, this is like what we should aspire to. And then we like immediately go and like watch like someone be like, it's cute, it's fun.
Oh my
cool
God.
vibe.
Like,
The
we have
vibe
so much
here
in
is-
common. We both eat and drink.
We both have toes that need to be sucked.
Need to be pleasure. Okay,
What?
go on.
I mean, where should we? I think we kind of start with Gerry first, right?
Yeah, we
the
have to
more
start with
important
Gerry.
stuff. People care more about Gerry. Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah, get the fillers at the end.
Yeah, the filler is like, if you're really listening to that point, it's like you're true fans, not of you're fans of us. You care more about what we have to say than
Yeah, you definitely
what
didn't
they-
fall asleep and leave it
yeah.
on.
I was a little bit confused when Gary's episode started with the women coming in. It was like their first time in the mansion, even though I thought like they started at the mansion last week.
Yeah,
But
so apparently this was their first time inside of it, and they were in some other mansion.
probably would have gotten some clarification if we saw the like first 15 minutes last week. Maybe that would have explained that. But hey,
But
some technical difficulties want to deprive us of that.
yeah, we didn't need that information.
Yeah, we don't need it. We know everything anyways. So they get to choose like their beds, and I guess like a big issue was like bunk beds and like who gets to sleep where.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think about, but like, yeah, it's like, sure. makes sense for people that age where it's like, I don't want to sleep in a top bunk.
I know. Have to get downstairs like in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah,
to
no,
go to the
they were someone
bathroom.
were saying like, oh yeah, like my bladder, like I will have to go to the bathroom. If you put me in the top bunk, there's gonna be an accident. It's like, hey, I'm just being honest at
Yeah.
this point.
That's very fair of them.
There's a lot of good fun. They were settling in, and Jesse Palmer comes out, the first date card, and they're all just like, "What's that? What is
Yeah.
that like thing? That like envelope you have there?
I
That
know.
card? What is
What
it?
is on it?
What is on it?" He's like, "Oh, it's a date
Date
card." I was like, "No, I don't think so."
I don't think they were ready,
They weren't ready.
but Gerry was.
Gerry was, and he was ready to take Teresa.
Teresa.
Did you see that coming?
I did not know.
I think like she was very much in the like preview last week, which was supposed to be like sort of like a more full season preview. But like a lot of like the stuff they showed was like from their date to today.
Yeah, I do remember seeing like the diner. Everyone
Yeah.
dancing.
And the like flash mob.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so I guess I'm not too surprised, but it's hard to know the timing, but
Yeah, I forgot it was Teresa who was there.
they I liked how they like showed just how much like they were getting ready. Like Teresa even had Susan like doing her hair and stuff, and just the effort going into it. I don't know. I feel like that's not something I like either that hasn't been shown just like how much, or like I've never cared, or it hasn't been like everything is just more meaningful with these people. I care
They
more
take
about
it
them.
very seriously, and they spend a lot of time to
Like I didn't care
treat it
about
well.
Kylie like putting her like lipstick on or something, whatever.
Some body glitter.
Yeah, body. I don't know. It probably showed that, but I was like, I don't care about this.
Okay.
I don't care about this. But it was like Teresa getting her hair done, basically like a thing like, oh, can you actually put my like hair down like this? And Susan's like, oh, I've only been doing hair for like 20 something years or 30 years.
Yeah,
And she's like, oh, okay, I'll trust you. I trust you. That was very funny.
it was a good moment.
Another like thing when they actually go on their date, it shows like them driving. So I'm a little bit confused by the timeline. Like their date was just a night portion basically. Like they didn't do anything during the day.
That is true. Yeah, they pretty much just
Like,
drove to one location.
but it was I had a lot of like nerves that Gerry and Teresa were feeling when they were driving. Like they were in like a pretty cool car, very cool convertible, old convertible, but they were on like a freeway in California, Malibu, right? It only
Yeah.
showed the Malibu sign like 8 times.
Yeah,
throughout the
only
episode.
it only told us like every time it could.
Yeah. But they're on the freeway at night and his like the headlights were like flickering.
Yeah, I know.
That is scary.
That would be.
Like I get anxious driving on the like freeway. I've driven in California many times, and on the freeway, it is like anxiety inducing. And
Especially at night.
at
It's very
night,
dark.
yeah. But like I don't know, I noticed so many little things of like how he was like driving in the far right lane the entire time, which I thought was like cool. The so-called slow
Yeah, the
lane.
slowest lane.
I don't know. It's just like those little details. I don't know if everyone probably not everyone like picked up on that, but it's just like, oh, it's kind of sweet.
Yeah, that is nice.
I didn't like
He isn't
that
going 90 down there.
they showed the like semi truck driving by like blasting its horn. I didn't believe that. There's
Yeah,
no way. Like,
there's
what
no
was
way.
why? Why would he honk at him in like a separate lane?
I know. There's no way that he got honked at by a giant ass truck on another lane.
Yeah, no.
Dude,
I
that
mean,
would scare the crap out of me, though. That-
dude, I'd be like,
Jesus.
all right, I'm swerving off the road. But like Teresa did a thing where she just put her hand on his like shoulder as he's driving, and he said like in the moment and like afterwards, like that meant so
A
much
lot
to me. That
in the moment,
calmed
yeah.
me. I'm like, dude, this is what it takes. This is all that it takes.
It's
Just a little bit of
simple
comfort.
gesture. Yeah.
Simple gesture. then they get to a diner, which I thought was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Gerry said was his first day.
Yeah,
date
he
was
said
at a diner.
he started like restaurant work. He started like working at a diner.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that too.
The good old days or the early beginnings. But so they like, I like how they talked about their like kiss the first night. Or apparently they had two kisses. They had two kisses. Does that mean I was right when I said that, like, oh, he kissed her when she first came out? I don't know. I'm still confused on that. But apparently they kissed twice. But
nice. Good for Gerry.
But Teresa opened up about how, like, she married, like, super young. And she married, like, her high school sweetheart. Yeah. They met when she was 14 and he was 16. Mm-hmm. And she said she got married when she was, like, 18, right? So
yeah, 18 or 19.
That's
like
crazy.
That. Yeah.
I mean...
And then they were, like, over 40 years together, which is pretty wild.
Yeah. And how, like, her husband, like, you know, had... I think she said it was like kidney issues, but then just like all of a sudden, like very quickly, he took like she said like a turn for the worse, and she had to like rush home, and like he died only just like a couple of days later, which is
pretty sad.
It's so sad, but like it's again just another moment where like Gerry just like he said like he completely understands and like relates to like her feeling and just like that, like what that's like, and it's something that I'm very grateful not to be able to relate to. I don't know what that's like, and I mean, hopefully we never do.
Yeah, that seems like one of the toughest things you could possibly go through.
But he was like the perfect person to be talking to, in that moment. I mean,
he was saying like what made him feel better, thinking about that and how he got over it.
Yeah,
it's very, very cool.
Then they share like a little milkshake. It was cute. Wanted them to have like spaghetti though, and do like a little Lady and the Tramp. But then like Gerry talks about how like despite losing a spouse, like that neither of them have lost hope, so to speak. That neither of them stopped believing. It was a little bit cheesy. But it was cute. It was cute for them.
And then Journey comes out and starts playing.
Yeah, that live band comes out.
The live cover band, and then the flash mob.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wonder like how, like I'm sure it was planned, but it's like, did Gerry have any idea that was going to happen? And it's also like, I was a little bit confused, like, about how there was other people in the diner, because typically with like these one-on-one dates, they like reserve like true, a place for like privacy.
I guess they were all the actors.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably safe to assume, that those people there were actors, or at least like in on it. Yeah. But so they head outside, they dance, they kiss. Teresa obviously gets a rose.
Rightfully so.
It just, again, dude, every time it gives out a rose or just says something, it seems so like meaningful.
Yeah, it means so much more. It's impactful. You feel it. It's like Gerry gave you a rose.
I'm like, dude, I've gotten Gary's giving me so many roses at this point. I'm so like touched. I feel so seen. I have his attention. And he's like not even talking to me. I've never even met him. But we are his favorite podcast that he's never listened to. So
it's number one.
What happened next? Oh, then it was like a group date with, it said 12 women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 12 women. So I think 3 or
it was like 2 or 3 that didn't get to go on a date at all that week. But they were doing like romance novel, like photo shoot. Yeah. It was cool. And they had to do like, they had got like outfits from like different eras. It seemed like 70s, 80s, wedding. Like, I don't know. And then what was the one that like Kathy and
I don't know. I don't think
it was an older looking.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume like a certain era. I'm not good with anything before 70s really.
60s, 20s.
2020s.
2020.
Everyone in the 2020s is wearing that. Can't you tell?
Yeah, that is true. All wearing blouses and overalls.
Yeah, I mean, it was cute.
was
Leslie
cool.
was all like upset how she like didn't get the 70s.
Yeah.
She's like, what is this? I'm not an 80s person. It's just a leather jacket. I was like,
Which
this
pretty-
is pretty
that's
cool.
cool.
I like the 80s. 80s
Yeah.
is my favorite.
And they got a sick motorcycle shoot.
Yeah, that one was cool. I
definitely the
actually like
best
theirs
one.
the best.
Yeah.
I did like how for the first photo they like gave Gerry the like standard romance novel like male cover like the like long wig,
Yeah, it was pretty good.
and they brought out the like little like leaf blower
yeah,
to
to
like
blow his
blow his
wind
hair.
in.
Oh, that was very
It's pretty
cool. But when it gets to the women for the
Wedding.
like gown photos, Nancy had a little bit of a.
A breakdown.
She got a little bit emotionable.
Mm-hmm.
She got a little bit emotionable. Well, because she said that like the last time she wore a wedding dress was when she got married.
Which would make sense.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
But then it does bring up those emotions
Yeah.
for her as well.
And she said like it was like all good memories, just like how happy she was. But I mean, it obviously like a pretty clear reminder that she has lost her
husband.
husband. And it was like I really liked how like Gerry like in the moment, even like when she came out for the photo, he like noticed it and he just asked like, "Oh, is everything all right?" And she was like, "Oh, I'll tell you later." And then when they actually had a sit down, it was again just another moment like when she explained it. You know, he even had his own story about how like a couple years ago he like went out to passed by a bakery and it smelled like cinnamon, and how he said like, man, that was like the first time I smelled cinnamon, and it just like immediately brought back the memories of like my wife, you know, baking cinnamon rolls or something for like Christmas. And I'm like, dude,
that was good. Yeah, I know. That was powerful what he said.
Again, like the perfect person to be talking to in that situation.
He really is.
I think the next thing that he said, the next thing that I have highlighted is when he sits down with Leslie during that date. Do you remember his opening line, like to her? He sits down and he says like, "What do you do like when a guy like who you've only known for a short time like tells you just like how much of a sexy woman you are?" And I was like, "Damn, dude,
that
he's
was powerful."
Like, his confidence like is
It was immaculate,
untouchable, bro.
It was just like the smoothest. Like he was riding in the open sea with no waves. It was just smooth sailing for him.
I mean, the way he said it too, like he said it like not like all cringy or like, I don't know, probably like how Braden or some Sean or some
someone on
stupid
Paradise would
say it. He like said it without any hesitation, no like stumbling, no pause, dude.
No uhs or likes or literallys.
He would not fare well on our podcast. He's too well spoken.
I know.
I mean, and she opened up a little bit more about how, she's like, he said to her like, "Oh no, you're more like the soft gooey type on the inside." Like, after like what she said in response to him of just like how he made her feel like the first, and dude, he just like takes every compliment so nice as well. He said like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just his response, like it's the best compliment he's ever received, and that's how he responds to like all of them. And it's either like the most endearing thing ever, or he's like an incredible liar or something.
Yes, but yeah, it feels so real.
It does. I mean, oh, and then like when she showed him that like when she said like, oh, if you want to like whisper sweet nothings into my ear, I'll be able to hear you, and like shows that like she's got like the hearing aids in too. It's just like such a sweet thing. I was like,
that
oh,
was great.
dude, this
was
is
perfect.
come on. Oh, it's just it makes me feel so warm and fuzzy
I know.
inside.
Thank you, Gerry.
Thank you, Gerry. But so he ends up giving the group date rose to Nancy though, and again he gives her like a short little, I don't want to say speech, but a little like thing before he actually gives her the rose, and it's just
Super endearing.
dude. I mean, how does he do it? He makes it look so easy.
It's effortless.
Like, and like every time like I try to like go up and like compliment like a girl, I'm just like, hi, like I have such beautiful eyes. What do you think? Or something. I don't know. I'm like, I mean, you have such beautiful eyes or something.
What do you
Like,
think of my eyes?
you can like, you have such beautiful eyes. Can you see how beautiful I think your eyes are? Or something like, it's like, is this guy trying
Gerry
to talk
would
to
not
me?
approve.
Gary's like, oh, this guy.
This guy, he needs help.
He needs training. But then the cocktail party ended up being like the women like surprise him. Apparently it's his birthday.
He gets a heart attack.
Yeah, oh
Or
gosh.
almost. With a surprise party.
Yeah. It's like, don't do that. You can't do that. You can't handle
Don't ever
surprises.
do that. You have to turn down his hearing aids for that.
Um,
So yeah, they did a whole party. He was getting gifts.
he got gifts. He sat down, talked to Faith for the first time since the like first night, and she even said like, oh, you know, I was a little bit worried not getting any date today. I was like worried about falling behind.
Yeah, because she wasn't even on the group date.
Yeah, no, I mean she didn't get a group date, but the fact that you know they still showed that moment, I think it's
fair to expect her to go along.
She's still pretty, I think, in a good spot. I think.
Yeah, definitely. And then he sits down with Ellen.
Ellen. Oh
Gets
yeah.
a little one-on-one with Ellen.
Oh yeah. He gives her the even though it's his birthday,
That is
and he
true.
says like, oh, it's my birthday, I can do whatever I want. And he gives her the like a framed photo of the framed picture of their like
Photo shoot.
photo from the group date. He also talked with Joan. You kept calling her Joanne.
It was
It's
Joan.
for sure Joan.
It is
You're making
Joan.
me question myself. It's Joan.
Joan of Arc.
And she was like even brought up saying like, oh, I wonder like, is this a tough day for you? Because of, you know, I know for myself, like I've only had like a couple birthdays since her husband had died. And she says like, it's such a
hard time.
It's such a difficult time. And again, dude, Gerry is just knocks it out of the park, man. We all need a Gerry. We all
need Gerry in our life.
But there was a lot of good conversations. A lot of like, I feel like for the most part, like, you know, again, there's not as many women here, like compared to like on the standard bachelorette. I mean, it's already down to like 15 or whatever, but so it was like even like women who we like, I guess didn't get highlighted as much, still like the time they got was, I don't know, I felt like noticeable. Like even like Natasha, who went home this week, like she had a moment. And he said like, oh, your hugs like remind me of like my wife. Like you're such a good hugger. And
yeah, that was a perfect thing for him to say.
And then she went home. No one can hug like my wife. You're not allowed.
Don't try to out-hug him.
But yeah, I mean, he ended up giving out, what was that? I can't. It was 10 roses.
It was 10 after
aside from the Teresa and Nancy. So that leaves 12 women. Yet again, dude, he was like crying at the end of the rose ceremony, and
I'm sure it's gonna get only worse from here.
It's only gonna get harder, and it makes me feel like
he's gonna have a hard time. Like once it gets down.
because, dude, it really seems like he cares, even about these women that he's known for like a week or whatever it's been. And like he's probably like, I don't know, like I don't want to say he doesn't have like a connection with, but like, at least compared to
The other ones.
the other ones, it's like
Not as strong.
it's not as strong, and yet he's having such a tough time. Like I'm really worried for him, because it's like if he doesn't like, I don't want to say get used to it, because I don't think he gets used to it, but I don't know, is able to handle it a little bit better. It's almost like scary, man. It's like, because it is only going to get harder.
Yeah, and how is he going to react or
Yeah,
cope with that?
I mean, dude, if it gets down to his like final 4-3,
Yeah.
like he's going to be
Heartbroken.
just going to be crushed.
Yeah, totally destroyed after every single one.
But I wish it ended with Gerry, because now we have a lot more of a...
It's all downhill
It's all downhill from here.
on the beach.
I'm going to go dumpster diving on the beach.
Let's see if the young kids can compete.
Yeah, kindergarten class just came out. We got a beach field trip today for a few weeks. Immediately, it just picks up right where it left off from last week with the continued drama between Olivia, Kylie, and Will.
Mm-hmm. And then Avon.
But yeah, now Avon coming down, and yeah, I mean, Olivia called it perfectly.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Will, you kind of just here. You're just a placeholder. And when he comes down, like Kylie's all like freaking out, and like saying like, oh, I've hyped this up so much in my head, I'm getting like rash or hives or whatever. And she was like, when she goes up and like actually greets him for the first time, she's like, hi, I'm Kylie, gives him like a side hug, and he's like not even like barely looking at her, immediately says hi to someone else, and then she's like, that was the first time we ever talked, like I will never forget it or whatever. And I'm like, okay
Okay.
calm down now.
Yeah. Let's not take things out of hand.
But he does like talk to Kylie, and she was pretty like just continued that like nervous energy and made it just be like, Gerry would not be this nervous.
You got to be calm,
Yeah.
steady, and collected.
Then he does like pull Olivia aside, made it seem like maybe I'll take Olivia. No, it's Kylie. And Will is like,
he's having a good time.
he's sweating a little bit.
Mm-hmm. He's a little nervous.
But Kylie does like pull Will aside to like talk before she goes on a date, and says like,
you have nothing to worry about.
you have nothing to worry about. I will be right back. No, I mean, she was for the most part honest, and he was a good sport about it. It seemed like, I don't know, it was still just like obvious. I'm like, oh, dude, Will, you better start talking to someone else right now.
You're dumped right now. You're in the water.
But then when Avon and Kylie actually go on the date, Kylie's getting a lot of bad like dates.
Yeah,
She's like ick on every single one.
And immediately, it's like the beginning.
Yeah, it's like, which is worse, fall into a pool or like spend like 30 minutes trying to open a thing of champagne?
Bottle, like break the cork in half. So
Yeah, oh my gosh. He like splits the cork, gets stuck in the bottle. When he finally gets it off, he was not even like prepared for it, and it's like, oh,
oops.
Like they're mid conversation. It's like, oh, I got it. I don't know. And then like they're other than that, I guess it was good. Like they both seem happy, but like the conversation does not compare to like Gerry. It's just like I was looking forward to seeing you. Oh, it's nice to finally meet you. Okay, time to kiss. Cool. I don't know. I mean, it's like, it's probably fine, but it's just like in comparison.
I know. Like, do these people actually have a deep connection?
Yeah, I mean,
or do they just like to get physical with each other?
Yeah, I mean, Paradise is probably like the place like the best example of that because you're just hanging out on a beach like the entire time,
yeah.
like swimsuits. It's like
Drinking.
yeah, and probably yeah. The fact that you always like pretty much have access to the person you're dating, unlike on the like Bachelor, Bachelorette, where it's like, yeah, I might get like 3 minutes with that person this week. If I'm lucky, I'll get like a date where I get like maybe an hour.
A minute conversation.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, no, they get to like spend the like entirety of their time there with those people, and so it seems like a lot more fun, or like more, more enjoyable.
definitely for their contestants. Yeah.
And it seems like it is probably easier to like relax, just like being in like it's probably a more, just like normal setting, like instead of being around all other guys or all other girls and only one person to date, where it's like that's a weird scenario. Like this is probably a little bit more.
Yeah, it's all equal.
Yeah. Doesn't give anyone any riz though. Like that.
No, they still lack that already.
They still like I want some of them to be better. Like they were hyping like Avon up, and like I don't know, Avon's like good looking and charming, but like I don't know, he's not like super riz.
Yeah, I don't think he has that super high charisma or that.
Yeah, no charisma, no, not like charisma.
That
You talk
smooth
Gerry.
talk that Gerry has.
Yeah, I mean, again, out of the people there, from what we've seen, who would you say does have like the most riz?
Probably Jesse Palmer.
Yeah, that's fair actually. Yeah, I agree. I was gonna like I meant more of like the content, but no, that's fair. That's a good answer. Speaking of Jess, not
Jess.
E, but just Jess. Another example, deep conversation. Jess asked Blake what his favorite curse word is. Cool.
Wow. And then they have like a whole conversation
that's just bleeped out. Next tiny bit of like drama we get was surrounding Aaron B.
Classic Aaron B.
Who I'm like, oh, he's
here.
He's here, I guess. I feel like I'm a little bit hard on him. I don't know.
Not hard, no.
He wasn't like as annoying as he was last week, so I appreciate that. But I guess he kissed Mercedes on the first day.
Classic Will move right
Yeah,
there.
a very Will move. And now he's kind of in the same situation as Will. But
yes, now he's going after Eliza.
And he tells Eliza about it, and she freaks out pretty hard because
she takes it pretty wildly. Like she immediately like gets up.
Yeah, she had to go talk to the other girl. She's like crying. I mean, she basically said this triggered her feelings and like fears from last season of Bachelor in Paradise, which I know you have not seen, but I feel like she explained it.
Yeah,
She was
did
in
a good job.
bit of a love triangle with Rodney and Justin. I will say, I was gonna say like I do feel like that she should like in that situation I would put a little bit more onus on her last year, that she might have been the one to a lot of misplays. I can't think of better words for it. So I just thought that she was very indecisive, and I feel like that's what ultimately kind of
led to the whole drama.
Yeah, like led to a lot of the issues. But this year, I mean, like it would have to be like it's not the exact same scenario because she's like one of the two on the other side, and like Aaron's in basically her position from last year where he's like, oh, I got to choose between these two. But he made up his mind pretty quick. He chooses Eliza.
Yeah.
And like when he talks to her again, she does say like, I do really like you. I appreciate you telling me.
It seems to all work out in the end after that.
He feels bad for not telling her earlier. He doesn't have any conversation with Mercedes though. So
Yeah, I know.
kind of like that alone made it seem like, yeah, okay, he definitely favors Eliza. But it's also like, again, classic Will move. Why did you feel the need to kiss her? People are just throwing around kisses
I
like
know,
they mean nothing.
nothing.
Like, I guess I get it's early, but it's like,
Like, come on, you have to wait a little bit, make
a
a
kiss
stronger
should
connection.
mean something.
Make a
You
strong
shouldn't,
connection, at least.
kiss shouldn't be just to like a kiss, you know?
Maybe taste your lips.
Yeah, let me taste. I'm hungry.
See what happened next. Was this when, what
Oh,
was her name?
Hannah Brown.
Hannah Brown.
Hannah Brown comes down. This big shock.
Whoa.
Because it's like, whoa.
Hannah Brown.
Is she here to date? I
Or is she
said
here to
this to
hate?
you while we were watching. It was really, really weird how much of like a pedestal they were putting her on.
I know. I thought she was like the queen or something.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you like a bachelor god or something. It's like all of the women were like jealous and they're like, oh, I can't compete. They were just like
Tapping out.
folding immediately. And then all the guys were like, oh no.
Oh, no.
Like, and like she played it up pretty hard when she's like pulling a bunch of guys to talk with, comes in holding a date card. She made it very much seen, but like, yeah, I don't know. It honestly made me like it was uncomfortable to watch, like just how much they were like, I can't compete with like him. Like, why?
Yeah, I know. She was
Why?
just a bachelorette.
She was the Bachelorette 4 years ago at this
wow.
point. She hasn't been on the like in the franchise in like 3.5 years, I don't think. And
She's untouchable, though.
yeah, she's untouchable. Apparently, it's like Rachel is a Bachelorette. She's on the beach.
yeah.
She's not getting that treatment.
No one said that about her. It was like, oh, you're here?
Like I watched Hannah Brown's season. I really like Hannah Brown. I thought her season was great, but like I don't think of her as like some like I don't think of her as like a god in like the Bachelor franchise. I just think of her as like a
Bachelor.
just a Bachelorette.
It's one of the bachelors.
Well, like I don't know. It's like ultimately she's just another like person. So like, why does it matter? But
Yeah,
even
why?
if like I get like people could be going a little bit by status, but like in that regard, Rachel should be like just as popular, if not arguably more, because she was like more recent. But I don't know. I just thought it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
It
like
was
how
strange. But then
everyone
apparently
was-
she was not there.
Yeah,
for
no.
love.
I mean, yeah, 'cause she
It's all
got
a
like
joke.
engaged like a
I
few
know.
weeks ago, like not that long ago. It's like before the show even started like airing, and it's like, yeah, she's not here to date. She does have some sort of weird date card that says, "We're having a bonfire tonight. Bring your s'mores." No, they did not get
Yeah, I
s'mores,
know.
which they were
Very
pissed about.
I
Give me
was
my
disappointed.
s'mores. I need it. I brought my stick with my lucky like s'more stick. I just shave all the like little tiny branches off of it.
Spent 3 hours making this stick. For
Dude, I like
s'more.
shaved it down. I'm like, all right, where are the marshmallows at? No, we don't have any.
No.
Son of a
We're only
bitch.
asking you deep questions.
I don't know how. I really don't know how I felt about that. It was so weird.
It was very awkward.
Very awkward questions. It was like trying to like throw a wrench in things.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the
Like, if you
relationships.
could kiss another person
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
who
And
would it
all the
be?
all the girls that like didn't have guy
partner,
that
yeah.
partner, they were just like, oh, Peter FP.
FP, because he's single and that's their only
Yeah,
chance.
it's like he's the only one, only option, and it's just again, I don't know. It just makes me always so like cynical or not.
Girls only want
suspicious.
you for your rose.
Yeah, of like the ones like going after him. Like it's hard not to think like yeah, they're probably just talking to you for your rose, Pete. But in that position, it didn't really seem like he cared though.
Yeah, he was like, I'll
He
take
was
it.
just going after everyone.
he was like going after everyone,
I
even
mean,
those
yeah.
in
Oh,
relationships.
dude, oh my God, I don't even want to get to that. But yeah, like it seemed like ultimately it didn't really seem like it messed with anyone, like enough to the point where it's like,
Yeah, you need to have charisma for that to work.
yeah. Like the questions, like feel like the only ones that were close to like being, I don't even want to say jeopardized because I don't really feel like they're all that strong at this point, anyways. But like Braden and Kat, when like Kat was like, "Oh yeah, there's other people I would,
Potentially.
potentially like looking forward to meeting." When Braden was like, "No, no, I'm just focused on her right now."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like he was disappointed when she said that. Sean getting asked like, "Oh, who else here would you like to, are you interested in?" And he says like Jess, and then just pans to her, and she's like, "Oh, I really like Blake. I do not like." But like then again, like Rachel didn't like hearing that. But then like they talk about it later, and
They're all cool.
Rachel's like, "Yeah, no, I'm glad we're having these conversation, like this conversation." Kat and Braden didn't have any like issue. The only one again it stirred the pot more was like Kylie and Olivia, where it's like Olivia was like, "Who like would you eliminate from the like beach right now?" It's like, "Oh, Kylie. Sorry."
That's easy. Yeah, just kind of like redredging past drama,
Yeah, and it was like at this point,
stirring the
come
pot,
on.
fueling the fire.
But then we get a moment I feel like we've all been expecting when Will and Kylie talk finally after Kylie's gotten back from the date.
Will's like, I'm sure she had a horrible time and is
Yeah.
now coming back to reconcile with me.
Yeah, he was like, I was anxious, but I wanted you to be able to explore, just so like you feel certain that you want to be with me. She's like, no,
Nah.
I think
Not
I
really.
actually spark I had with Avon was undeniable. It's like, damn, dude, that's
Damn.
again, I will
It's like
give
you're the perfect guy
that I don't want to be with.
That I don't want to be with.
Perfect guy that will never has the chance with me. I do like. I have respect for Will for taking it pretty well. Like he was upset clearly, but he didn't get angry. He didn't get anything like. He just sulked around
Yeah,
on the like rocks
I know.
afterwards.
He didn't antagonize other people. He didn't try to ruin the mood. He was just
Yeah.
off on his own. He was in his own world.
He did say like, I don't know if it was the exact words, but he said like, it is so difficult and hurts like when you get like rejected by like someone who you're like, falling in love with or something of that
Yeah.
regard. And I was like, dude, one day, come on, man.
I know.
Come on.
One day.
But yeah, I don't know if it was that exactly, but the love was definitely in the sentence, and it was a little bit questionable. But then Olivia finding that out, and she's just like laughing in the corner. She's like, I called it. I called it. I mean, she did call it perfectly.
She knew it.
But it was
and
a little
worked
bit
out.
like, it was a little bit funny, but it's also kind of like, this is petty at this point. I mean,
I know. Kick a man while he's down.
yeah. But then again, get to the cocktail party, and this is a moment that like you were bringing up, like, where it's like, is this real or is it just for a rose? And even Mercedes talking to Will.
That
I mean,
is
what do you
true.
think about that? Do you think like any real interest there between them, or do you think she was a little bit desperate or last minute
Well, it
type
definitely
thing?
was. It was literally like the most last minute you could be.
Yeah.
And
I mean, do you believe her that she actually could be interested?
I think so, but I don't know if that was like the full reason why she did that. She was probably pushed to it without a doubt. But I feel like
I mean, it could
they could
be.
give it a go.
It could be like, oh, I thought you were with Kylie, or like when I thought you were with Kylie, I didn't want to step on any toes. But now that you're single again, But it's also like,
she could have done that
yeah,
earlier.
you could have done that earlier. It could have been like, because she said like, oh, I do feel like something real between us, and I'm like, have we even seen you guys like talk
I know.
yet?
Did you even talk at all?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that we haven't seen, but it's just like, I don't know. It's a little bit questionable.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I mean, Peter's, what a character, dude.
I know. Peter doing his thing.
4 women really want to get Peter's rose, including Greer.
Greer,
Who,
Cat.
yeah, I mean, Greer really was happy or said like, oh, out of like, it would be mean so much if out of the 4 women here, Peter would want to like pursue something with me. That would mean so much. And then like, yeah, they talk and it was, I don't know, it was whatever. And then he says to Kat with a C
Mm-hmm.
that she like is the most attractive one there in his eyes. And then what did he say to Brooklyn? How she's the most honest.
The most honest. The best looking.
Did he even like talk to Olivia?
Olivia? No, he did not
Which
at
is
all.
weird, but
It was strange.
because he ultimately that's the one he gives the rose to. But
Yeah.
he is really interested in Sam, who is kind of partnered up right now with Aaron S, the man.
The man's mon.
And oh my
He
gosh.
tries-
Oh my gosh.
He tries to talk to her in the middle of a conversation, like a private conversation with Sam and Aaron that they're having. And he's just like, oh, can I interrupt just to take her?
Yeah.
Or like and then even Sam
dude, he
is
stands there for probably a good like 5,
that is
maybe
yeah,
10
that is-
seconds.
He's just kind of like standing there
before he even like
eavesdropping
says
on him.
anything. And
It's
he's
very
just standing
uncomfortable.
there. Oh my god. And like Aaron finally turns around and then he says like, oh, can I interrupt? And like, yeah, Sam is the one who's like, oh, can we please just finish this conversation and I'll get you afterwards. So it wasn't even like Aaron shutting things down. It was her.
It was
Kind of
true from
shows like, oh, it seems like she doesn't really care enough to talk to you. At least not
her. Like,
right
get
now.
the hint, buddy.
Yeah, and then
He's like, oh, you want me to dance?
you said you want me to like stand like 15 feet behind you and do like weird dances, make things really uncomfortable. I mean, it was one of the like most bizarre things I've ever seen.
It was very weird.
Because he didn't go back to the rest of the people.
He did, yeah.
He went like, it was like 15 feet behind him. He's just standing there by himself. And then he would just do weird, like really short dances.
Mm-hmm. Very poorly done. Not choreographed at all.
And like,
Drunken dances.
and then Aaron like turns around, notices what he's doing.
What a
and
kid.
Gets pissed off. And it's just like, also like saying like, if Sam is the one you want to talk to, why are you doing these like stupid childish like dances like in front of her? Like she was able to see him the entire time. It's just like, what
was your end game? What was your plan?
like what are you hoping to like? What? This is weird.
It was very strange.
But then he ends up like, Aaron and Sam finish talking, and then she goes over and says like, okay, we can go talk now. And Peter basically just says, oh, you're the most mature woman here.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an adjective for all of them.
I know.
There. One of them is the most of something.
He has them all figured out.
Most good looking, most honest, most mature.
It's like a yearbook.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Like, what is your most likely to whatever? Most likely to be honest. Most likely to be mature. Most likely to be attractive. What would like? Did your school have that? Like for the senior thing? Like most likely.
Yes,
to,
it did.
Were you did you make any of the things, or were you chosen for any of them?
I don't think so.
If, in your opinion, what would you most likely to be?
To die.
Yeah.
I don't know. To be alone. No. What are some of the common ones? I forget what the common
most
categories
likely
are.
to succeed is like I think
Succeed.
that's like easily the most famous one. I can't even think because then other ones are just gonna be like cheesy things you could think of. Most likely to become famous. Most likely to I don't know, get in a car accident, drunk driving or something.
That's pretty classic.
Most likely to go to. Yeah, I want like one that has like a bunch of bad ones. Like most likely to get arrested. Most likely to like
Wow.
become
Man.
a convicted felon or something.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, I don't think I would make I don't think I would make that list. I think I'm good. I'm trying to. I feel like I would be most likely to make a stupid podcast about dating that no one cares about.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
I've succeeded in that.
Yeah, we failed in that.
Yeah,
movie.
we failed because people care about it. That's true. Yeah, it's too bad. I got
We'll
close.
get 'em next time.
I got close.
We'll make another one.
Make another one that people don't listen to, instead of an extremely popular bachelor podcast that everyone loves and is known by everyone.
That'll be us one day. You just gotta imagine it.
It's us right now.
It is. You gotta pretend, lie to yourself.
We know that all of our listeners are telling their friends and family about our podcast and how
it's
great it is.
available
It's
on
very
Apple.
It is available. Yeah, they know. Like they
On
know. It's,
Spotify and YouTube.
they know that it's one word on YouTube. Like literally.
They know to subscribe and to touch
Leave a
that bell.
comment.
Yeah.
Maybe leave a like if you enjoy it. They already know to do this though.
Yeah, they do.
But they just know if they do it, we'll get too big of egos, so they withhold it to keep us in check. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the truth.
They don't want us to get too like big headed.
Yeah.
They're like, these guys are too cool as they are right now.
Yeah. Peter. What was he doing again? Oh, he's being obnoxious or something.
To everyone.
Oh, hey, hey, Sam, you're the most mature person here, so that means you can't be with someone like Aaron. Am I wrong?
You need me. You need a guy who dances.
Yeah, you need a guy who like dances, like Fortnite dances behind you, or behind the guy you're talking to.
That's maturity right there.
Yeah, and then so Aaron finds out, gets all pissed off, goes and like, oh, that's when Peter's talking to Olivia. Aaron comes down and like interrupts them, and he's like, "Hey,
Oh, that is
bozo,
true.
I need to talk to you.
You're coming with me right now.
Come with me. Get your ass over here before I like swear at you some more."
So they have a very nice conversation.
Yeah, it was very cordial. I don't think there was any issues with it. They were very gentlemanly.
They shook hands afterwards.
Yeah, it seems like they're pretty good friends now.
Yeah. But in reality, no, they were.
Yeah, no, they do not like each
They were
other.
at each other's throats.
Aaron has no respect for
No.
P.
For P.
He
He's very-
almost said FP at the end.
yeah,
No, that's not true, but he was probably thinking it. I want to believe that he was thinking it.
Yeah.
It's like,
He
remember
probably
that
said
like
afterwards.
Instagram post we all did? That was so funny. FP.
Yeah, I would check his Instagram just to make sure.
I mean, well, here's a question. Do you think Aaron S. is more or more mature or more immature? Dude.
Yes. Probably more
Yes.
immature.
Gosh, I have these such embarrassing moments.
I'm gonna say,
They're like advertised to people. Like how slow my brain functions sometimes. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like that conversation was very just like emotionally driven by him. He was like, I don't really care about the details. It was just like, I'm here to yell at you.
yeah. Here to man you out.
I'm here to be a man and show you that you're not a man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Aaron is necessarily the most mature, but like,
Out of the two, he definitely is.
you think he's more mature than Peter?
FP, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it might
it's
be
a close
equal.
competition, but
I guess I've yet to see Peter do something.
Peter's, I don't know. It was just cringe when he was like dancing. It was like, dude, what are you doing?
I know.
That was
You really
that
want
was
this
an
on live
immature
TV?
thing, but it was just weird too. It was like, what am I watching right now? But yeah, I mean, Aaron is not like the spokesperson for maturity either. So
Mm-hmm. It was an
Okay.
immature off.
we should have like, oh yeah, good company, yeah. We should have like tallied like how many swear words
Yeah.
like Aaron said this time, because he was going hardcore last week, and he went pretty hardcore this week too.
Yeah.
But I'm almost getting used to it. I'm like, oh, this is
I don't even notice it. I'm just
classic
like, yeah,
Aaron. He's
that
like, what the
makes
fuck
sense.
did he say? Oh, he's just like, that's just classic.
Whenever he
Aaron.
doesn't swear, I'm like, what did he just say?
Like,
Did he,
Aaron,
what the hell?
you're not Aaroning right now. You're not being
I
a
can't
man
take
right
you
now.
seriously if you don't curse.
Aaron, you're not a man if you do not curse.
Even if it's like something you don't really care about or something
You
you,
better
like.
fucking swear
You
about
gotta-
it, Aaron.
Gotta put some swear words, emphasize it.
Yeah, it was a really awkward conversation. No one won. Not
No
even
winners.
Sam. Sam didn't win. She still got a. I don't know.
Got her constipated.
Oh my gosh! Let's move on to the rose ceremony.
yeah.
A lot of obvious ones. Braden chose Kat. Blake chose Jess. Aaron B chose Eliza. Not surprised. Will did choose
Will.
Mercedes, so she secured it enough to
At the end,
get in
she was
there.
the only brave one to approach Will.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was interesting. That is a good point. Like, Peter was like the only one for sure, like, the entire time who hasn't had like a strong
right.
with
Was on his
anyone.
own.
But Will was like completely like single, like by the end of it.
Correct. Yeah,
So,
he was
like-
all by himself.
Mercedes was the only. I mean, she was the smartest one in that situation.
Without, yeah, she knew what she had to do.
Because if like Peter, like everyone was pursuing Peter, except for I don't know, it seemed like maybe Mercedes wasn't.
yeah, she
But,
didn't
like-
him.
But yeah, I mean, if it really, this is gonna sound mean, but if like you really are just trying to get a rose at this point, like you know that there's like 3 or 4 other girls going after Peter, and he also kind of knows it. He's probably aware of his situation. Like, oh, I've got the last rose that all these like ones that don't, all these women that don't have a connection are kind of gonna be.
Yeah,
coming to
flocking
me. And like sure, Will just got like broken up with Kylie, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. I feel like her move was the smartest. If it's a move, I should say. If it's a
yeah.
play. If she's actually interested, then yeah, good
Good
for
for
them.
her.
Yeah, it works. But if
But
it
we
is
know,
like
we see through her.
yeah, we see through. Nothing is genuine. Only Gerry. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it is like the smartest thing because he's probably in the position to like, I don't know, not play as much as like Peter, because Peter again like the past 2 days has been just like slinging it to everyone. He's like showing off his wares to everyone.
I know. No one was.
Sounds kind of dirty, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's accurate.
His goods.
It's good.
Flaunting his goods.
Peacocking around.
Peacocking around. There we go. That's a good one. Well, yeah, I mean, just again knowing that like he's their best, or like he's like sort of their only option. But yeah, no, last minute
When
Will
FP
was-
is your only option.
Oh
Oh
gosh.
no.
Oh no. But yeah, smart play, smart move. I'll call it a move by
Good
Mercedes.
move. Get her foot in the door.
Sean chose Rachel. Avon chose Kylie. Aaron S. chose Sam. And Peter, last one, came down to Kat, Brooklyn, Greer, and Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled
Chose-
the Olivia wild card. Not really a wild card. I mean, any of them are a wild card at this
Yeah,
point.
I
but-
mean, we didn't have any idea who we would choose.
But I mean, it kind of makes sense. She was kind of a
Done dirty at the beginning.
she was done dirty. She was a big source of drama. So I don't know. Like, it makes me wonder. Like, do you think he picked her? Do you think he was influenced by like producers who were like, hey,
Well, I'm sure they wanted her to stay. in.
probably yeah,
So like, if you don't know who we would recommend,
that is true. They even might have like said like, you know, she hasn't really gotten a fair shot like with the first day and everything that happened. You know, she kind of deserved, like they might have even been saying that to him, and then
Yeah, I
he just
could
like
definitely see.
repeated it back to
It's
her.
like,
Nah,
yeah,
I don't know. It was I felt bad for Greer because, like, first of all, I forgot she was there.
Yeah, until the very end.
And then she's the one that they sort of highlight when she's sent home. Like, they don't really show Kat or
No, she's
Brooklyn,
like the main
really.
one
It's
broken
like
up.
Greer, and she's crying. She's crying over FP, dude.
I know. I mean, it's sad she didn't get a connection.
I mean, yeah.
Don't cry over spilled milk.
Don't cry over spoiled milk, which is
Spoiled
FP.
milk.
Yeah, I mean, I actually like Greer. I was hoping she made it
finds
further.
someone.
I again remember her from Zach's season, and I feel like she got
Done dirty.
yeah. I mean, it's just her whole like ending thing with Zach was all weird with how kind of he acted when she was just trying to relate to his like COVID scenario, and he was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, no,
That was pretty wild.
shut up. It's not the
You
same.
do not understand.
I don't care about sales. I'm here for love. Stupid. Yeah, no, I mean, it's really fucking. So I was hopeful that she was. I don't know. I find Greer very charming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, since I haven't seen Zach's season, I didn't know. But
And she
and she got
definitely
very
fell into the
little.
like background.
yeah, she got
though.
very, very little screen time at all.
Like even less than Kat, who got like basically no screen time when she was on The Bachelor. She's gotten more here in Paradise. I liked Kat too, but she I mean also didn't. I don't know, dude. I don't really know how to like feel about like the ones that kind of don't like at least the first week that don't really
Try to make
form
a
anything.
connection.
Yeah, because it's like.
What are you doing? You're waiting.
Yeah.
You're waiting for next season.
And I will. Yeah, I'm gonna save my turn for next season. Save my effort for next time. I mean, it's just it is weird, especially like the fact that like if you really want to stay, like you realize that like the guys have the like roses to give out this week, so like.
It's on you to make your move.
Like sure, if the guys are like interested in someone, it makes sense for them to go and form something, and I'm sure whichever girl that they talk to will be very receptive, regardless
yeah.
of whether or not
if they
they're
want it as well, yeah.
just because they want a rose. But like, if the guys aren't super interested or aren't super forward, it's like you should have a little bit of sense of like motivation or urgency to like be like I want to stay. I want to like talk. But again, like, if they're not interested in anyone there, then it's like, and they don't
why
care
bother?
enough to like try to like basically
Take it.
grovel or whatever, like over someone they don't care about. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. She seemed more upset just about leaving instead of not being chosen by Pete.
By Peter, yeah. I'm sure
Yeah.
if there's a better option, that's why she waited till the very last minute.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, oh God, do I really have to do this?
I mean, it does make me think, if I was in their position and if if I was on Paradise the first week and the like women had the roses, I would feel like, immediately I would feel like oh man, I kind of like need to make sure that we want to take a moment just to address what was that?
That was just some water. I was getting a little parched.
Bro, you drink from a sippy cup. Are you like 3 months or 6 months old now?
7.
Okay.
Going on 8.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're almost learning how to like drink from it
A
properly.
full cup without getting on my clothes.
Yeah. Why do you have to like undress every time you like want to take a drink or use the bathroom?
Why is half of your shirt wet like Will was?
Oh yeah. That's what I want to be for Halloween. Is I want to get the like pink shirt like Will, and then the like white pants fall in perfectly halfway. It's like now I got a pink shirt with a slightly like more red, and a dark like gray on the bottom.
Looks like I pissed myself.
Yeah, I peed myself all on one side, and I like sprayed upward at myself too. Yeah, I don't know. Paradise it's fun, it's cool, and if I was there, I would feel. I don't know.
Ashamed.
I would, ashamed. I just like it is like interesting to like to look at or like hear about the ones that say like, you know, I really want to stay, but then they're like, I'm not gonna chase anybody. It's like, well, okay, you obviously don't want to stay that bad.
Yeah, looks like you'd rather leave than talk
Yeah.
to FP, which I can relate to.
Yeah, if FP was my only option. I don't know. I'm being a little hard on Peter, but
Yeah.
the dancing, I don't know. He does.
He's asking for it this episode at least.
Yeah, with this episode, he's getting a little bit of criticism. I think is deserved. It was too weird.
We'll see if he backs it out, becomes more like Gerry.
Anyone surprising you this season so far, in a good or bad way?
Probably Braden in a better way than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Much better way.
I mean, it did show like when Kat was asked about, you know, hey, are you interested in like possible connections with anyone else? And she said like, oh yeah, there's other people I would be interested in meeting. He was pretty hurt by that, but I don't know. He didn't react the same as like he kind of reacted on like Charity season, where like he took like an action, like, you know, when she had that kissing date where she kissed someone for like 4 minutes in front of everyone. That wasn't even a date he was on, but he like was personally like offended by that. It was weird, like, and it is good to see him like take something that is like tough to hear, where it's like, yeah, I would be interested in like, you know, meeting other potential partners, and then see him not sort of like freak out as much as he did like on Charity season. So I agree with that. Everyone else is kind of just been like the same, like
exactly,
at least as far as like like Aaron S is being the man still. Aaron B is kind of like, I don't know. Yeah. He's like, and to me, he's kind of faded in the background a little bit. When he brought up his thing with Eliza, I honestly was like, oh yeah, Aaron is here. Sean is very much just being Sean.
Yeah.
He's very much just Seaning that.
He's the same without a doubt.
Yeah, but as far as like, I don't know. A lot of the women, some of them are like I have such just recency bias, right? Not even recency. I just like recent memory. Yeah. Like I don't really remember the guys from Charity season very well right now. I'm more excited about Gary's episode and like preview for next week.
It does seem very good, very exciting.
Something happens. Someone like gets sent home or decides to leave or something. It looked like Gerry looked
very distraught.
Distraught about that. It's good to see it, dude. It really is refreshing to see how
a professional.
Yeah, and like he's taking this seriously. And it would be like, I would say it would be like far more upsetting than like, again, like regular standard Bachelor, Bachelorette, if like the contestants, but especially the lead, like didn't, you know,
find someone or connect with someone.
Well, I mean more like as far as like if they're not like seriously looking, because it's like, I don't know, it's just like I feel like this one, it's supposed to be even more like
high stakes,
serious and high stakes. Yeah, these are people that are. I like saying golden years. It does sound cool.
It is very
and they're
good.
Golden years, but like, yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be way more like heartfelt and like
powerful, emotional.
Really, honestly, setting like a good message that like despite age, despite life, you know, love can be found.
Hope.
Yeah, there's always never stop. Don't stop believing.
Don't stop stopping.
But yeah, I mean, if Gerry was like kind of like, if his approach was like a lot like any of the younger contestants or people on the show, it would just, I don't know, it would be like, Just
not
wouldn't
very
sit
fun to
right.
watch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would
it'd
just kind of
be
be. It
boring.
would be honestly a little bit depressing.
Yeah,
And this show, like, it's been like sad. There's very like emotional moments, but it's like
It just
it's more
builds
so
to a
just
better
yeah. It's
conclusion.
just like this is way more like inspirational. It's very cool. And then you get trash.
You get the trash.
You get the like
what to do and what not to do.
School's out for summer. Like kindergarten
School's
class.
out.
I mean, I'm still enjoying that one too. It's very different, a different vibe, as Sean would say. Little Sean quote there. But yeah, I don't know. It's easier to get invested in Gerry and what he's doing right now. Did anything on either of the episodes change any predictions you had from last week as far as Gerry's picks or any relationships in paradise?
I think Avon will go with Olivia.
You think he's going to...
Yeah. I do think.
That's out of left field. Why do you say that?
Because, well, I do remember seeing a preview, I think it was last week, of them to get like on a date or doing something together.
I do not remember.
So based on that, and
I don't remember that because I thought she was honestly going to be going home this episode. But I'll take your word for it.
Better.
I bet. Talk down to me again.
Don't you dare. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna be together like permanently, but I think that they will be.
I don't know.
There'll be a little shake
just
up there.
the way like it was, again, hyped up, as Kylie would like to say. It's hard now to see like either of them really going with anyone else at this point, which is weird because again, it's so early.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, them compared to like other couples, it's like I wouldn't be so surprised if like Rachel and Sean separated or like one of them chose someone else going, like if someone else showed up, or like Blake and Jess or Brayden and Kat, Will and Mercedes, like definitely them, definitely Peter and Olivia. Like it wouldn't be surprising. Where I feel like for some reason, just again from how much it's been highlighted and shown, like I would find it a bit more surprising if Kylie and Avon didn't work out, that either of them would, or like if anyone came down that would separate them. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Like,
but I'm going against that.
Okay, so you're gonna say that for some, but how though? You're just gonna like. Do you think like he's gonna go talk to, or do you think Olivia's gonna like pull a move, try to like make something happen?
I bet it'll be her. That would be most likely. It's in her personality to do something like that.
I could see it. Yeah, I mean, purely she could still be just spiteful of Kylie and that whole situation.
Mm-hmm. Shake the pot up.
Yeah, let's make things interesting again. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say, I don't know if they're gonna get like engaged or work out, whatever. But I will say, I don't think that
they're breaking.
I don't think that anyone is gonna come between them. I think Kylie and Avon are probably my earliest pick for like locked in couple. Mm-hmm. That's all I've got. All the other ones, I'm like,
they're all gonna fail.
Remains to be seen. Maybe they'll strengthen or whatever, but it's also like, I don't know, any of them I could be like, someone could come in and one of them would leave, or like switch up.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah. Oh, and then for Gerry, I don't know. I'm really confused because I actually had Teresa as like a top pick, and I still have her as like a top pick.
Yeah, I could.
But I was like, I wasn't expecting her date to be like so soon. Like again, in a lot of like the stuff highlighted in the preview last week of Teresa was shown this week, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's confusing me a little bit. Is it like, is she gonna be like leaving next? There's no way she's leaving next. She's not
see her leaving.
But I don't know. Like, I don't
I think
know.
Leslie's coming in strong.
Leslie had a good showing this episode. I think she was pretty strong. She got a good moment. Yeah. More so, like, Susan had a small sit down, and she was in, like, my top 4. But I don't know. I think you're right. I think Leslie might be slightly edging out Susan right now. And I don't know. I don't even remember who else I chose for my... Oh, Faith.
Yeah. Gotta
Do you
have faith.
feel like Faith is falling behind, or do you think they're maybe just keeping her a little bit
Well,
closer?
since she got the first rose in the first date last week.
She did get the first impression rose, but she didn't get her any sort of date this week.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty normal. If it's like 2 weeks in a row, maybe that's something to worry about.
Yeah.
But just for 1 week.
So you think that if she... Well, do you think that she needs, like, the one-on-one next week or the week after? Or do you think she just at least needs to be on, like, a group date?
I'd say definitely group date.
Yeah, definitely. If she's not...
Yeah, then that's worrying.
That is probably an issue. Who do you think will be the next one-on-one? It showed, I feel like the preview for next week did show a little bit. I don't remember it. There was 2 hours of trash on the TV afterwards that...
You forget what the beautiful sparkle of Gerry's show is.
Yeah. I don't remember it exactly. I mean, what do you think about Joan? What do you think about Ellen?
Both of them seem to be doing well.
I think so. Yeah, they both had good moments. I mean, what do you think about Nancy? She got the group date rose, but I don't remember her all that much from last week. I could be wrong.
I completely forgot about her as well.
I completely forgot about who is she?
Well, it also feels like he did that to comfort her, not necessarily.
That is true. That is true. Like, it was a good moment for sure. It was like a touching and like vulnerable moment. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm way more invested in that one. Well, is there anything else that you would like to say?
This has been like literally.
And this is like Jamie.
And this is Vic from Leica.
Literally?
Literally.
This has been your favorite podcast. We know it, don't deny it.
Yeah.